Hello students, Assalamu alaikum. Hope you all are doing well and staying at your home. Okay. Today is our next portion of the chapter number 6 from class 5, which is modern trend. Okay, in our previous classes I have explained about science and medicine. Today I am going to explain about transport. The story of transport in the 20th century is one of the development rather than any great new inventions. Okay, what does this sentence means? This sentence means that the transportations value of the transportation or the inventions of lots of vehicles were very important in this century. By 19th, the railway and steamship has been in use for over 70 years and were at the height of their power and importance. Express trains could travel up to 100 km per hour and could go from London to Beijing by train. Understand? Okay. Although it took 20 days, it was the quickest way. Thousands of large steam passenger and cargo ships crossed every ocean. Our first ship could go from England to Hong Kong in 40 days. Okay, can you imagine that in 40 days they can go from Hong Kong to Beijing with steamship. Okay, the petrol engine had been invented in the last quarter of the 19th century by the two Germans. Okay, the name of the two German peoples were Daimler and Benz. When the 20th century began, there were a few noisy, slow and uncomfortable cars on the roads. Few of those outside of town were made of tarmac. Cars were considered as toys for very rich people. Okay, the rich people were using cars as their toys. Okay, cars were considered as toys for very rich people. Ordinary people still traveling on foot, by bicycle or by horses and carriage unless they were going on longer journeys when they used trains. Okay. In 1903, the Wright brothers in America made the first heavier than air flight. Remember this line. In 1903, the Wright brothers made the first heavier than air flight. Understand? Okay. Cheaper, faster and more convenient transport has brought many benefits to the world, and it is difficult for us to imagine life without cars, buses, railways and aeroplanes. But modern transport had brought some problems as well, as you can see in the next page. Like today we have lots of traffic jams, we have road accidents due to what? Because we have lots of cars and vehicles, isn't it? Not only cars, we have lots of heavy buses, trucks and all. Okay, that's why we have some bad effect of it, like traffic jam, road accidents and all. Do you know there is a story in I think it is from Hong Kong. Okay, here it is in page number 23. Modern transport, especially car, can very dangerous. Okay, in 1984, 317 people were killed in traffic accident in Hong Kong and 20,000 injured. There are only 24 ordinary hospital bed in Hong Kong. Okay, so that perhaps some people who were ill could not be admitted because beds were occupied by the accidents cases. The number of motor vehicles in cities often causes traffic to come to a standstill. Billions of dollars are lost because people are wasting time in jams. Valuable space to have given to the parking. As we all know, we have to also killing our lots of times in traffic jams, isn't it? And our space is getting for the parkings. Okay. Oil crisis. They come to another point, which is oil crisis. As we all know, the most reserve of oil is in Saudi Arabia. So they have always threatened the world that they will stop the supply of oil and they will make a oil crisis. Okay, let's see what our book says. Almost all forms of energy and transport today depend on oil. Without it, the world as we know it would collapse. The world's main reserve of oil are in the Arab countries of the Middle East. In the 1974, the Arab countries were at war with Israel, and to bring political pressure on countries, they thought they were helping Israel. They put up the price of the oil 3 times. The effect shook the world. There were a disparate storage of fuel for transport, and the cost of almost everything else shot up very sharply. Okay, the Arab nation had found one of the most powerful weapons possibly, and they could always hold the world to ransom that they threat the cutting of the oil. Yes, the book is also saying that the Arab were threatening the whole nation, that whole world, that they will cut the supply of oil. Okay, now come to another point, which is the communication revolution. The communication revolution. Which is communication revolution? The communication revolution is really an information revolution, because it is concerned with obtaining and sorting out information at very high speed and transforming it to other people very quickly. Okay, this is because electronic chips in the computer can do calculation million of times faster and more accurately than the best human beings. Okay, it fulfill our time. Sorry, we can use our time very properly, because if you give instruction to a computer to do the sums or a very hard calculation, it will take only 30 to 40 seconds to solve a sum. Okay, that they are telling it here. Communication. Satellite earth station like this one at Stanley can send a speech, writing telex and pictures anywhere in the world in a fraction of a second. Okay, for example, a man who is driving car over here, they can send message or call via internet in a person who is standing or driving a car in Chittagong. Okay, that's because of communication system. Okay, now business. Shopping can become almost completely automatic. You all know that you can purchase products without using money. Okay, we have to pay bills, but you can pay the bills through debit or credit card, and you can also bKash it. Or today there are lots of apps during this century. You can use lots of mobile wallet to pay your bills. Excuse me. Commerce. Banks, insurance company, a stock exchange and trader depends completely on high-speed communication to get information on prices, exchange rates and all the data they need. Their computers and analyzes these and enable them of making decision. Okay. That's all for today. Thank you so much. I'll make another video and finish this chapter, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum students, hope you are fine and well. Today is the last part of the chapter 6 from class 5, modern trends. Okay, in my previous classes I have explained lots of the things of this chapter. Today I am going to explain about Darwinism, Romanticism and Socialism. As we all know, Sir Darwin, isn't it? Like, he discovered the evolution of human being. As far I remember, I explained it in your classes that there is an animal which his name is ape. Okay, ape is an animal like a monkey but without any tail. Okay, and Sir Darwin said that human beings are ancestor of the apes. Okay, let's see what is written in the book. Many people believe that everything in the Bible was completely true. God had made the world in 6 days in 4004 BC and had made all the vegetation and animals just as they are today. Finally, he had made one man and one woman who were the ancestor of everyone like us. Charles Darwin began to question these things. Okay, Charles Darwin was not satisfied with the Bible's teaching, so he was started to research. Okay, he could not understand the great bones which were sometimes found and which belong to no animals alive now. Okay, we now know, of course, they were dinosaurs, but Charles said that they were bones of dragons. Finally, Darwin put forward this theory of evolution, sometimes called Darwinism. He said that the world was millions of years old and that life on it had begun very simply. Sometimes it all living things, plants or animals, and the offspring were straightly different from their parents. Occasionally their offspring also had this difference. This is made it easier for them to survive, and those plants or animals which had become different would increase more than those which did not. Okay, this survival of the fittest and natural selection would lead to a steady change, because the poorer one would die and who was better they survived. Okay, so the main theory of the Darwinism is those who can survive and those who are smarter, they will be survive, and those who are dumb with their heads or their hands, they will not survive. Okay, from those animals though, like apes who were smarter and intelligent, they survived like us, and those who were not, they died. Understand? This is called Darwinism. Romanticism. So what is Romanticism? What our book says about it? As we saw on page number 18, in the 18th century was the age of reason. In the art, architecture, people copied the buildings and idea of ancient Greece and Rome, and in the second half of the century, some musicians, artists, architects and writers turned against these ideas. People, they said, should look at the tradition and history of their own countries. Okay, this is called Romanticism. People, before people were using others' idea, but after that, when in the 18th century, the philosophers who were from their country, they said that no, we should maintain the culture of our country, not others. Okay. Then comes socialism, which we are belonging to today. Socialism means there are two parties whose are capitalist and whose are communist. Okay, there are two parties in social life, like capitalist and communist. Okay, although history, society has seemed to be unfair, a few people have been rich and powerful. Okay, as we all know, lots of the people of our society are powerful and others are poor. This is called the capitalism and communism. In capitalism, all the things are belongs to the state, and in communism, all the things belong to privately. Okay, so this is socialism of today. Okay, then come to another point, which is art. Until the 19th century, most artists try to draw the things that look as real as they see. A tree had to look like a tree and a person like a person in the color, shape and detail. In the 19th century, more artists began to paint the impression they got from the looking an object or signs, rather than just what they actually saw. These artists are called the Impressionists. Okay. Artists now began to implement with many different ways of painting. On these pages, you can see some of the 20th century artists have interpreted landscapes. Okay, I hope that you are sitting with your book. Look at the pictures. These pictures are some painting of the artists of 20th century. Okay, they do not just draw what they see, they draw their imaginations. Understand? Okay, here I am finishing this chapter. Hope you understand what I want to explain in the class, and go through the chapter regularly in your home. Stay stay safe, and inshallah see you again. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.